Now, I'm about to take you really behind the scenes
Come
of the master plan.
Come on.
Because if you position yourself as the leader of the said thing, you already...
Cool kids, what up? Welcome back to season. Man, it's season 2. It's season 2. My God, where did season 1 go? I'll tell you where it went. It went to all of these freaking clients who required my attention. So, man, so season 1 was great. I hope y'all enjoyed it. Season 2, by the way, my name is Gerald Davis, Unto the Cool Kids, where I'm not the cool kid. You are. And wherever you're listening, however you're listening, mate, hey, man, listen, I appreciate you listening. Season 1, we're not even going to count season 1. Season 1 was basically practice. And as good as season 1 was, season 2, y'all, I'm bringing that fire. Because I know as much as y'all love me, y'all don't care about my life. Y'all care about trying to get to that bag and trying to get off to that 9 to 5, working for that man. So all this season, what we're going to do is we're going to bring you amazing people who are doing amazing things, and they're going to tell you how to be amazing as well. I am excited. Is that a good intro? Is that a good intro? It felt...
The intro was good, bro.
Man, it felt 7 out of 10.
So this is season 2, episode 1?
This is season 2, episode 1. So... Y'all,
crazy.
Man, y'all hear the voice. He completely killed my intro. What I was gonna do is I was gonna build him up.
My fault.
I was gonna build him up and then bring him in, and he was gonna change our lives. But I guess all of that is over. Ladies and gentlemen, my first guest is entrepreneur extraordinaire. And when I say extraordinaire, I mean this guy, and he's gonna tell you a little bit more about it, but this guy builds things. Right now, he currently has, him and the co-founder, and he'll tell you a little bit more about it, currently has I'm gonna say the biggest Discord in Atlanta. And if you don't know what a Discord is, look it up. But I'm gonna say the biggest, if not one of the biggest, being humble, one of the biggest. And it's growing, and it's got all these successful entrepreneur black people who are doing amazing things. And this guy who just ruined my intro is right at the top of it. Ladies and gentlemen, he ain't coming to the stage, he's really at the couch, but coming to the lunch table, ladies and gentlemen, Johnny Wolfe, show your love.
Hey, I appreciate it, bro. That was a good intro. My bad, I didn't mean to step on you, but I was just flattered. I didn't know I was season 2, episode 1, like...
Dude, you killed my intro.
That's amazing. That's amazing. I feel like I gotta make sure I'm good.
No. Johnny, bro, you're gonna be great, because one thing that I try to do is I try to bring value to all my people who are listening. So my demo is people who they're either in the middle of their entrepreneurial journey, whatever it is, mm-hmm. whether it's starting a business, whether it's starting a nonprofit. Music, all of these people who are on the journey to build something for themselves.
Right.
That's who
we talking to.
That's who we're talking to today.
We all on a journey.
Man, some of us a little bit further than others.
That's a fact. So
that's why I thought that it was a good idea. Let me talk to the guy, Johnny Wolfe.
I appreciate it.
And we'll talk, and we'll get a little bit of your story. I got some of the questions that I think a lot of people that are listening, I think that they may be in the middle of the questions that I'm going to ask.
Right.
And then we'll see what you got to say to them.
Hey, we're going to give them some value. So, hey, lead the way, brother.
All right, man. All right. So start off, just tell us a little bit about yourself.
All right. Well, I'm Johnny Wolfe. I'm from Indianapolis, Indiana. I've been in Atlanta probably about 2.5 years, I'll say now. I moved here from Cincinnati. That's where I started my accounting practice. So I'm a full-time entrepreneur. I have an accounting business.
So like accounting?
Yeah.
Like
so we do tax, we do bookkeeping, we do tax resolution, we do payroll. My team and I, we we handle business, and we like to, more than handle business, we like to educate. You know what I mean? We specialize. If you go to our Google reviews, people love that. Like, not only do we do the work, but we want you to grow alongside of us. You know what I'm saying? We want to teach you these accounting concepts. We want to teach you the back office of your business so that you can make more money, because ultimately that means I can make more money. So I come from a place where these concepts aren't really taught. So it's always been imperative to me to, pass those things on. So that's just a little bit about me. Hey, in Atlanta, I just, I like to have fun. I like to just be myself. So wherever I go, those are the type of people I want to be around too. We'll get into the Discord, the networking group, Buckhead, and all that. But yeah, so I founded the Buckhead networking group. We'll talk about it.
No. We can't, because you said a whole bunch.
Okay.
It's some things that we got to go back to. Mainly,
Talk to me.
you said there's some piece that all right. I don't know how to say it more politically correct. But us black folk,
Right.
what don't we know about accounting that we need to?
I think it stems around first knowing your numbers, because as a business
What do you mean by that?
As a business owner, you need to know what you're spending, how much you're making. Have you ever heard somebody just say, I don't know how much I make?
Yeah.
As a business owner, are you one of those people?
I'm not one of those people.
So people just say, hey, I don't know. I've been that person. You know what I'm saying? We do a lot of, we're all good businessmen. We're all good hustlers, business women, of course, as well. But sometimes we don't take the time to really just reconcile everything. How much did I truly spend this month? How much did I spend this week? Versus how much did I make? Did I turn a profit? Because we're paying bills, we're operating a business, we're moving fast, we're getting clients, we're losing clients. Things are happening.
Yeah.
And if you wasn't someone who was a nerd and went and got an accounting degree like me, you might not understand some of those intricacies. I hope I said that right. I'm not an English major.
The people gonna forgive you.
But at the end of the day, you want to be able to know how well you're performing. And if you really know your numbers, then you'll know how to analyze those numbers and make better decisions as a businessman, as a business person.
I can hear the people that are listening right now, and what they're saying is that, man, I'm starting my business. I don't got money to go hire a tax man. That's what they're saying.
You don't need a tax man.
Or a woman. Like,
yeah, we gotta get. we gotta make sure ladies, we speaking to you too, okay? But listen, one thing I say is that you definitely don't need a accountant on your team. Having an accountant on your team is a luxury. Once you get to a point of your business where you can start to hand things off and delegate tasks, that's when you want to come find me. That's when you want to do it. But there's ways to keep yourself organized as a new business owner. We can talk about that if you want. But this is for when you start to get, you got a lot on your plate. You got a lot of transactions coming in. But you don't want to, when you first start your business, you want to stay lean as possible. You want to try to do as much as you can yourself. You want to try to just budget your time. That's your biggest currency. Once you start bringing in those clients, bringing in those dollars, now we're talking about handing things off. But you got to build that structure yourself, because you can't even hand nothing off if you don't really know what you're handing off. So that's kind of hard to hear for some people, because they feel like, that's the missing piece of their business to help them grow. I'm not the missing piece of your business to help you grow. I'm going to be there when you've grown and it's time to help organize you. Maybe you're going for funding, you don't have financials. That's when you come to me, when it's time to take that next step in your business.
Johnny, you're killing my notes, because I don't want to talk to you about what you just talked about.
Okay.
But everything that you just said probably deserves its own show. My God.
We'll keep it at that. You know what I mean? I'll just say this. Listen, as long as you separate your funds, you're good. Just please keep your personal expenses in one bank account and your business expenses in another bank account. That means at the end of the year, you can pull everything. You can line it up to how much everything that came in is revenue. Everything that went out is expense. That's a good place to start as a new business owner. Just separate those bank accounts.
I'm gonna say this, and this is my last question on this, and you're not gonna pull my arm to make me talk more about this. This is it, cool kids. This is it. So what do you say to the entrepreneur who's like, man, I'm just trying to make everything line up. So everything I get in, it goes towards bills, it goes towards expenses. And like, I want to be organized, but I'm not that organized. But I hear what you're saying. Mm-hmm. And in my heart, I know that you're right, but I'm not at that place yet. What do you say to that entrepreneur?
Expand on that. What do you mean you're not at that place? Place of what?
Like, I'm not at that place where I can the money that I make from my business, I can put in this account, and it sits there and it's all good. And at the end of the year, you know, we divide it up evenly. I'm at the place where I have a client. I don't know. Say I mow lawns. Y'all know what I was trying to say. I mow lawns, and I don't know. Say I make $60 a lawn. I don't know. Is that what y'all make, lawnmowers?
Hey, shout out to my guy Joshua. Damn, I forgot his business name, but he do lawns out here.
Man, shout out to Josh. Man, we're gonna get his information in, and we're gonna put it at the bottom of the screen
right now. His business name. That's my guy, man. He do good work out here.
Bro, through the magic of editing, we're gonna put it right below.
All right, remind me to send it to you
right now. Yeah, I got you.
I'm always put my clients on.
Hey, man. Hey, so the person who was like, I'm the lawn mowing guy, and I get out. You know, I made $15,000 last year, which I hope you're doing better than that. But you know, I made that much money last year. This is all I do. So I got bills. So I take the money that I make and I spend it on bills. I spend it on equipment. I'm not really organized like that. What do I need to do to get organized?
First thing you need to do is just tell yourself, all right, I want to make sure that you got to have a reason, because at the end of the day, the IRS doesn't care how you organize your money. Like, as long as you count your revenue and give them your expenses, they're good. But this is an internal decision to say, hey, I want to know how I'm performing as a business owner. So if you're saying that to yourself and you're not doing that yet, then the first thing I would do is you just gotta have the discipline to say, all right, when I get paid, if I need to pay a bill or if I need to do something that's outside of the scope of business, which, to be honest with you, there's not a lot of things that are out of the scope of business, to be 100 with you. But if you're gonna go buy some shoes, or go ahead.
I'm gonna stop you. Because you're getting into
tax is so crazy, and that's my real specialty, like tax planning and things like that. That's like what I geek out about. But let me just try to put it simple. Look, if you go get a haircut, or if you go buy some clothes, or you going out to eat and you know that it has nothing to do with business, just shoot the money into your personal account, transfer it, and then spend it. That just keeps your records clean, because you don't want to get to the end of the year and give yourself the false narrative that you're profiting. You know what I mean?
Man, that could be the show. That could be the show right there. I don't know how many people that I know that are on this journey that does that without even thinking.
Yeah.
I mean, at one point early on, like there was some semblance. I had a little bit of sense, but it was still, man, when things are ripping and running, it's
hard. I ain't gonna lie, because you're moving so fast, like you said, ripping and running. So even myself, I'm not perfect at it. You just gotta, and then, you know, even if you make a mistake, you could move things around. There's a saying in accounting that the books aren't closed until the books are closed. So you can always make adjustments. But you ask me, if you're new, what can you do? That's the easiest thing to do. Just try your best to separate and stay lean.
I'm going to stop you right there. That's enough.
Okay. Because I go all day about, you know, tax, accounting, and, business owners. Like I said, I love to teach. When I was in high school, I thought I was going to be a teacher. I thought I was going to be an elementary ed teacher. And
Really?
Yeah, I did. I actually went to school for it. That was my original major, Indiana University. I was in an elementary ed program, and I quit because it just wasn't. It wasn't me. It wasn't me. I saw myself more. I knew I was going to teach, but it was going to be bigger than the structure of education.
So kind of like I'm kind of like the Oprah, the world is my classroom type of deal.
Never heard that quote, but I like that quote.
Dude, listen, Lunch with the Cool Kids, we just gave you
Yeah, I learned something.
yeah, man, the world is your classroom.
Right.
Every teacher is not in the school system.
Right, that's a fact.
Yeah. So Indiana, you came to Atlanta.
Well, I went from Indiana to Cincinnati.
That's right. You said that. I'm a terrible host. You did say that.
Yep. So I started my practice in Cincinnati. Shout out to Cincinnati. Shout out to Avondale. I put my tax office right in the hood, bro. Like, I forgot where I got the idea. Well, I know how I got the idea. So, when you starting out, and I'm just going to try to drop gems.
Yeah.
Get a mentor. So even me, like, I had a lady, shout out to Miss Rochelle. I worked with her. I started in corporate accounting. You know what I mean? Just working 9 to 5, trying to figure it out, trying to be myself. It's not really working because, what I'm saying, I'm me. I'm not a corporate robot type of dude. I'm very direct. I don't know how to play nice. I don't know how to, that's not my thing, to try to be political with people. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, it took me so long to be able to have the words to know that, like, man, corporate America is not for me. Mm-hmm. Like, I can do it, and I can have a similar self-success, but like, I'll never thrive there.
Right.
It took me so long to figure that out.
Yeah.
That's interesting that you said it like that. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I appreciate it. Stop me anytime, bro. We just having convo. So
yeah.
Well, I was working with her, and you're right. Like, I had success in the corporate world. Like, I grew fast in it. I found a niche. I started in all the accounts out there. I was working in cost, basically manufacturing, tracking how much it costs you to sell something, And I worked with a lady, Miss Rochelle. I worked with her 2 years.
Shout out to Miss Rochelle.
Shout out to Miss Rochelle, black lady. She's a little older than me. She was telling me, she's like, I do tax. Like, I need your help. Come work with me. And I just noticed, like, we peers at the job, but she got way more money than me. Like, I'm looking at her car. I'm looking at, she got kids. She putting through college. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, hold on. I could tell, you could smell somebody with money, right?
Yeah. Something happening. So you ain't complaining about gas like I am.
Right. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You go home happy. You got something else going on outside of this job. And then I remember, like, the first year, I was just like, nah, when I get off work, I'm trying to chill. I'm trying to get on the game. I'm trying to relax. I had entrepreneurial spirit, but I just haven't broke out of my shell in Cincinnati yet. You know what I'm saying? So I was new there, and working with her, she was just like, come help. So then that second year I worked with her, she told me again, she was like, come on, I need you. Like, I'll teach you how to do it. So end up working for her. No gatekeeping whatsoever. Like, she let me brand myself under her, taught me everything I knew. We shared.
Really?
Yeah, bro. And that's why the way I am, like, I teach accountants how to do their thing. And I teach everything, bro. You know what I mean? Like, no gatekeeping at all. And I had that same mindset with the networking group too. So, and that's all to her. You know what I mean? Like, she didn't see me as competition. She just saw me as somebody who could, market share. You understand market share. Like, you don't need to have, you're not going to get the whole piece of the pie.
Hold on. I think this is important. So I'll let you explain it. Explain to the listeners what market share is.
So basically, let's say that me and you do the same thing.
Yep.
The customers that fuck with you is your market share. The customers that fuck with me is my market share.
Yep.
And it's inevitable that some who mess with you are not gonna mess with me. Maybe there's personal relationships. Maybe there's conflict of interest. Maybe you just pissed them off. Maybe we'll go back and forth with them. So it's not necessarily about what customers. We're never in competition because my market is different from your market. You know what I mean? And there's enough to go around. One thing about tax, everybody gotta get their taxes done.
Listen, that's a gem. That's a gem. I wish I had a gem sound. We'll work on it. For all of us entrepreneurs out here, all of us people that are doing something, there's enough to go around. My God. Bro, the thing about the content creation space, the photography world, the videography world, podcast world, in a sense, is that when we're starting out, I feel like, I mean, honestly, I think that this is kind of in every industry to a degree. It's a big race to the bottom where everybody's trying to go cheaper and just get the most people, do it for the cheapest. And like, it's a race to the bottom. So there's this big gap between the top performers in a specific space and like
everybody else.
And everybody, not even so much everybody else, but not the ones who are like, I'm making a living, I can take a vacation every now and again. That's probably like the middle of the pyramid.
Okay.
And the base of the foundation is those, hey,
let's just say that number is a yearly revenue of somebody in that range.
The base?
You think they making 100,000?
Oh, no.
Less than that?
No, I'd probably say maybe 30 or 40.
Okay. That's not bad.
No. Maybe 20 or 30.
If you making, well, it just depends too. If you full time or not, obviously you're gonna need more than that to make it full time.
Yep.
But if you was in your first year of business, I think like my first year, and that was a side hustle, I think I made probably like 15,000. But if you add 15,000 to your yearly salary, that's life changing. That's a, you know what I mean?
This is what I think about that. Yes, I do agree. Because when I was doing this and I was still in corporate America, I was making less, but it was a lot easier. Because your base salary is your base salary, whatever the case.
Right.
And then just top on whatever. Like my first year selling some version of this, my first year was just photography. And I think I did maybe I know it was 17,000 that first year. Like not knowing what I was doing.
Right.
With a camera, I'm just a guy with a camera. I'm gonna take your picture. I'm gonna figure it out. I think luckily I was talented. I was a little bit more talented than just kind of generally everybody else in that pool. So it got me a little bit more. But like, man, I didn't know about marketing. I didn't know about niching down. I didn't know about.
Yeah, I was just gonna say I can tell why you successful. I mean, number one, I can just look at your equipment and say that you invest in yourself. You ain't just blowing your cash that you make. And then secondly, you niche down. Like, first thing you told me is I shoot podcasts, like mobile podcasts. That's so specific to where I know to come to you if I got a podcast rather than any other videographer. I know 100 videographers, but you're the expert on podcasts. You got everything I need if I want to do that. And you proved it when I pulled up. You know what I'm saying? You just whipped everything out, put it together in 30 minutes. We got a whole set in here. That's crazy. So, I mean, but that goes towards your point.
But that's what I'm saying. But yeah, I mean, I appreciate it. Like my first year though, bro, it was not that, well, like it wasn't even video at all. It was just photography. But like my first year, dude, like I was shooting portraits because everybody wants to be an artist. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I was shooting events, but like now that's the main thing that I do with photography because
events.
Yeah, because people have events and people that have events have a budget for the photographer.
For sure.
That's just what it is.
We need one.
Yeah, that's just what it is. People who want to look pretty, they're buying off of emotion. And, that's a whole other conversation. Maybe that's another conversation for another show. But the point is that I learned at some point, like, if you want to make money, you have to solve people's problems.
Mm-hmm. Word to Mike Fulton the second. That's his fucking theme right there.
Yeah. You solve a problem, people will pay you for it. If you want to stroke people's ego, you have to convince them to let you do it. And
you got that gym button ready yet?
Man, it's not quite there, but I'm gonna press something. It's gonna be a gym button. But the point is, real quick, photographers. I know that, like, corporate events and all of that stuff, I know that's boring. I know you think it's boring, but like that, if you want to make money, you just can't take pictures of beautiful women on Instagram all day, because
that do look fun.
Man, it's fun, and it gets you the likes, and it gets you the tags if they tag you or whatever the case. But bro, listen, beautiful women on Instagram, they have, man, probably 10 photographers a day in their DMs begging to take their picture.
Do it be for free?
It absolutely.
I never knew how that worked.
Yeah, we'll talk about it. Well, I'll tell you how it works real quick.
Hey, word to my boy Clyde the Glide out there in Mississippi. My boy Sip Nasty. He takes pictures of some of the most beautiful women in the world, man. I know he getting to the bag, so
yeah,
we're gonna have to. If that's your lane, holla at Clyde. He'll show you how to do it.
Listen, let me tell you how it works. At least from my experience, I'll say that. I'm thinking of everything in a pyramid. Mm-hmm. You got the people at the top that are Clydes and your other boys, and like the people that do it, and the people that seeks them out. Mm-hmm. They make money because they have the reputation of that they do it and their quality and all that good stuff. Then there's the race to the bottom, where everybody else who they think that they're going to be the ones to blow up. So bro, listen. Oh, man.
Let me take it from here, because I feel like
I don't want to.
No, we ain't gonna talk about it just from a photographer, videographer standpoint. But at the end of the day, whatever you do, even me, from a specifically like a skill point of view, and that's what you're getting paid for.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, you're gonna have to step out of that and teach others how to do it so you can scale. Yeah, and I think that's what he did. He probably played the long game, shooting models, getting his likes up, and then once he got it, then he opened up a studio. And I'm talking about my clients, so I know what he got going on. So he opened a studio. He's allowing other people to come in. He's just like you, invested in his equipment. So I get it, and that's what I had to do. Like, I can only service so many tax returns in a season. So yeah. You're gonna have to teach somebody else how to do it. You're gonna have to cut your market share and kind of scale a different way. You know what I mean?
Tell me that's 100% good. And yeah, I mean, and the thing that I love about like conversations like these and talking to people like you is that the industry is kind of irrelevant, mm-hmm. because those principles,
it's business. Yeah,
it's business. So I think where we're making a mistake in the content creation space is that a lot of us are learning how to be better creators and not putting that energy into the business. Mm-hmm. So we'll do a whole bunch of it's called TFP, time for print.
Okay.
In the video world, it's called like spec work. It's kind of like proof of concept.
Okay.
So I'll do a whole lot of stuff and I'll shoot a lot of pretty girls. And the pretty girls these days, they don't even tag you. That's the crazy part.
That's messed up.
It's crazy. So
even if you did something for free?
Yeah. Yeah. And dude, it's the pretty privilege. Man, okay, this is going to we're 30 minutes in. We haven't even talked about the network. But I think this is good though, because like for those of us who are building out our business and stuff like that, man, listen, there's a difference between Colonel Sanders, KFC, Kentucky Fried Chicken. There's a difference between the person who can cook the chicken and the person that can run the store.
Yeah.
Like, just because you can cook the chicken doesn't necessarily mean that you need to be running the store or you have the ability to run the store. And I think that in entrepreneurship, there are a lot of cooks that are calling themselves business owners, and they're going bankrupt because they've put all of their equity into their craft instead of running the business.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's what I'm here for, to help you. You know what I mean? If we see that, what I see a lot is you have a skill, and then you won't know how to take your revenue and reinvest it. You'll do a job, and every job is an end to a means. Maybe you count your jobs. I know we're gonna talk about pretty girls again.
Yeah.
When I first
Shout out to the pretty women.
love pretty women. When I first started my accounting practice, my first niche. Am I on camera with this? My niche was beauty industry, which is very wide and open. But what I learned from them is, like, you know, they'll do. Let's just talk about a hairstylist. Shout out to Jazzy Stylist. I'm not talking about you though.
Shout out to Jazzy Stylist, whoever you are. We're about to learn who you are, but shout out to you.
Jazzy Stylist is gonna feel this if she ever watches this. But you know, they'll do a few heads, and now they done calculated that I have a bill paid. Or they'll do a few more heads, and now that's a trip paid. You know what I'm saying? They'll, you know, buy their supplies, they'll do this, but when it comes to growing your business and scaling, you got to think several steps ahead on how you can continue to grow. You don't want to just make the same amount every single month for the rest of your life, do you?
Yeah.
So you're gonna have to. And Jazzy Stylist is actually one of the first people who I saw do this. You know what I'm saying? She went from, you know, beautician. I think she probably put in like 15 years as a little girl all the way up until she was, you know, 30 or whatever. And then she stepped from behind a chair. You know, you got to start teaching people to do what you do, and that's really how you scale. You gotta sell knowledge.
I think I'm not going to respond to that. I think that
It's time to move on.
It's time to move on.
You agree with it?
I do.
Okay.
I 100% do agree with it. I think that people think that it's scary, and I think that people think that they need to be like a Jedi expert on that thing, and they feel like they're not qualified. So they're like, man, okay, I'm gonna get my reps up, and then but you don't. My humble opinion, I don't think that you need to be 20 steps in front of somebody. I think you just need to be about 2 or 3 of them.
Well, when I say steps ahead, I'm only thinking about wherever you are now and the decisions you're making. They need to be decisions you're making for your future goal. That's what I meant.
I'm going to stop. Okay. So you came to Atlanta. And let me say this. One day I'm strolling on Instagram, and the thing about IG and social media is that after a while, just everything just starts to, it's all the same stuff. You don't know who's posting what. I'm scrolling on Instagram, and it says something about Atlanta. I'm like, oh yeah, that's me. And then it asked me a question about something, and I was like, oh, I got an opinion.
Yep.
And then I answered the question, so it got me. So I answered the question, and I don't even know what the question was, but I answered it. And then like 2 seconds later, I got a comment to that answer, and it was like, it said something like, check your DM, or it said something, whatever the case. And it was like, hey, have you, basically, here's a networking group for Atlanta, Buckhead Networking Group. And I was like, what's a Buckhead Networking Group? Curiosity. Came on there, and probably everything that a person who's trying to make connections in the city is looking for was in that Discord.
Bro, I appreciate that, bro. And that's crazy how you saw the sauce happening and you still went with it.
Behavior economics, which is another conversation another time. But so you're one of the co-founders. Tell us about the Buckhead Networking Group.
For sure.
And
chills right now because it's crazy that that's your entry point.
Yep.
Because we only started that like 2 weeks ago. No cap. Maybe 3 now. But to tell you how we started is very easy. My guy, Christian Golden, shout out to C Gold.
C Gold, shout out.
We go back to high school, day ones. He lived out here. I moved out. I came out here to visit him. And one of the first things I noticed is that I go to a couple of restaurants. People were just coming up to me. Hey, who are you? You know what I'm saying? They see how you carry yourself. They see, what's going on. Ladies, a couple guys, like, just kept meeting me, like coming up to me and say, hey, I'm this. What do you do? And I was just like, damn, because I come from Indiana, and that's a very, like, the culture there is whitewashed. You know what I mean? It's niggas there. But the culture of Indiana is very white. You know what I'm saying? I went to all black high school, so it's like, I tell people all the time, everybody from Indiana wants to be here because we're just kind of constricted as far as our creativity, what we can do, because here, things for black people, everything's for black people. I remember I walked in damn Target and they got Usher playing. You would never experience that in Indiana. It's gonna be some Taylor Swift every time. You know what I mean? So that's where we're starting. I move out here, and the very first year, and remember I started my business in Cincinnati. And let me just preface this as well. When you're in the Midwest and you're black and you're doing something positive, you're gonna be supported. Just because that's a rare thing out there. Here, yeah.
Okay. Wait, say that again.
If you're from the Midwest, if you're from a city like Chicago, Detroit, Indianapolis, Cincinnati, let's just leave those right there.
All right, nobody else gets the love. All right.
If you're from a city like that where it's, predominantly white, then you coming in as a black person doing something positive, your people are going to be behind you because more times than not, the rest of the black people in town is not on that. You know what I'm saying? We're still trying to get to that level. So I found it very easy to grow my business in Cincinnati. Like, you a black man with a suit on. We trust you. You know what I'm saying? We can't trust nobody else.
I find that very interesting because one thing that I hear a lot is that, like, man, if I'm not in a big city, I can't really make any moves like that because we don't got the people. But you're saying that you have a different experience. Yeah,
definitely a different experience. And I can understand people who say that because things can get cliquey. You know what I'm saying? When there's a small amount of concentration of your people, if you fuck up your reputation, you're done. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or if you coming in doing something, but honestly, you have a chance. You have a chance, especially if you're doing something like financial literacy like me. You know what I'm saying? People, that's just so unheard of that people are going to flock toward that.
Got you.
Now, if you're into some nonsense or doing some other stuff, maybe not so fast, but people are generally going to support you. They might not shop with you, but you're going to get supported. You're going to be placed on a leadership pedestal if you're positive in those type of towns. Okay. And then you move to Atlanta, everybody's out here is black excellence.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you don't really know that until you move here and you see that, number one, black people want to do business with black people out here. You know what I'm saying? Yep. That might not always be the case back home. And when it comes to what you're doing, you really have to know what you're talking about because there's a man next to you that's going to know more, might have a different price than you, and you can lose business. So I think that the first year I was here, I had enough clients back home to sustain. It was a little bit hard because I was out here losing my mind, going out, having fun, just experiencing Atlanta.
It's Atlanta.
It's Atlanta. I don't regret a thing. But that second year, my guy got in my ear. Shout out to Gold. He's like, look, it's time to get on our shit. You know what I'm saying? Like we literally strategized for probably maybe 2 months, nonstop strategy, talking every day about what we wanted to build. We started, but at the end of the day, basically what we wanted to build was clientele. You know, we need customers in Atlanta that know us. We from Cincinnati, nobody know us here. We come in, and I'm not gonna say you need to be validated, but you competing with scammers.
Yeah.
Let me put it I'm gonna put it frank.
Tell them, please. Tell them.
So, you know what I'm saying? If there's somebody out there telling
Let me say this real quick. For y'all who are not in Atlanta, like Atlanta is the land of the scammers, like legitimately. I don't know if you've seen Atlanta. Danny Glover. Is that name?
Yeah,
Daniel?
so.
Danny Glover?
Mm-hmm.
Why was I going to say Daniel? Danny Glover.
Childish Gambino.
Childish Gambino. This is America. He had one episode, it was like Christmas time or something like that. He was like, it's scamming season. No, that was Robin season. But it's, dude, 365 in Atlanta, it's a scamming season. Everybody's a scammer, 100%. Mm-hmm. So what Johnny is saying is not an exaggeration.
Yeah, there's somebody out there that's going to tell you that you can get $60,000 back on your taxes. And I'm not hating, because at the end of the day, there are ways to help people that are not necessarily, the right way. You can help somebody.
No, we're not talking about that person. We talking about the person like
that's
you get
to finesse you.
You get 6,000 and give me 20, and you never see them again. That's who.
Right. I ain't. And then we're not talking about them. That's, what I'm saying, scamming your own people is just trash. You know what I'm saying? But I can understand. I can be empathetic to somebody who will scam a white institution to help their people. That's on some Robin Hood shit. And I'm not going to judge you for that.
You ain't going to get me to say nothing on this podcast.
I ain't judging nobody that's going to do that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to do it because, your reputation matters in the financial industry, and I don't want to go to jail. But at the same time, I'm not hating. But all I'm making a point is that it's a lot more people out here than just you running your lane. Yep. So with that being said, the first thing we said we was going to do is we need clientele. We need to grow our network. That was really the conversation. We need to grow our network. People need to know who I am. People need to know who you are. And everybody needs that. So we was like, all right, let's start throwing networking events. We threw some friends. We got with my guy Cam. He's over there at Holiday Bar.
Shout out to Cam.
Shout out to Cam, man. Black man, Morehouse. They network huge.
Yeah.
Out here. So he allowed us to come in free of charge and throw network events. Obviously, we bringing in people that can buy some drinks, but that was like our first piece of validation. The organizers of the event are already put on a pedestal because, hey, they doing something. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So, and that's exactly where we needed to be. And just the Midwest swag of who we are, we both from Indianapolis. We're not the same as Atlanta people. Y'all real flashy out here. Y'all trying to, first thing somebody gonna tell you when they meet you, either they gonna throw some diamonds in your face or they gonna tell you all of their accolades. You know what I'm saying?
Well, first of all, don't say y'all because I'm from Texas.
What part of Texas you from?
Fort Worth.
Okay, that's near Dallas, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Shout out to the Mavs. Come on.
Shout out to the Mavs.
Dallas in 5.
We'll see if Kyrie can get him one.
Hey, I think it's gonna happen.
Looking for revenge. I don't care who wins. Pacers are out. We came a long way.
Shout out to me. Hey, listen, hey, I ain't got nothing bad to say about Pacers because the Pacers, let me put the camera back on me. Pacers overachieved this season. So, hey, man, listen.
That's some shade, but that's okay. We did because we was not supposed to beat Milwaukee.
Tell me in the comments, am I wrong? All right, come on, Johnny, you playing around,
right.
man. Come on.
You're right. At the end of the day, hey, look, we started this networking thing. We started throwing networking events weekly. Then we went to bi-weekly, make a little bit more exclusive. Then we went to monthly. We started what was called the 6-Figure Club. We thought that would attract, high earners, get people in the building. It worked. But then it's crazy that we talk about my journey. Everything kind of fell apart. And I learned a very valuable lesson about mixing business and pleasure. I was dating a girl. I invited her in to help work with me and give me ideas and just kind of, just be somebody on my team, because if you're not working with me, I'm probably going to forget about you because I'm just so focused. But then we broke up, and she made all kind of friends with everybody else on the team who, had that same mindset. I need to grow my network, so I'll be interested in promoting this and helping plan. Then when her and I broke up, it dismantled the team. Everybody loved her. She, I was not the best boyfriend. So
it made people pick sides.
Exactly. It made people, because I had to stand on business, because I'm here, we build an organization. But when feelings are getting involved and now we're talking about things on a personal side, that's going to cause a rift, especially with me, because, hey, I'm serious about what I do. You know what I mean? So we were the Six Figure Club, and then after that, we were just, again, back to Johnny and Chris. We're just doing it on our own again. The team kind of went away. And then I met an interesting young lady, ATO Rising founder. God, I'm about to forget her name, and I'm not going to do that. So let me go to her Instagram real fast, because I got to show her love.
We're going to put
Tara. Shout out to you, Tara.
Shout out to Tara.
Tara.
Thank you for your patience, Tara.
Yeah, shout out to Tara. Look, I ain't going to lie. White girl, too. This was the crazy part. Super attractive. But she just approached me.
I was about to respond until you added on the extra stuff, and I'm going to...
Nah, she was super cool. Let me tell you the story. So she hit me. She was like, hey, I see what you've been doing. I want to meet you. Let's go get a drink. And I'm just thinking like, okay, like, just meet up, pretty girl. I'm not super into white girls or anything, but I was definitely down to meet her because she was cute. And I didn't really know much about her organization. But in that 30-minute conversation that we had over a drink, I ain't even drink. I got her one. I think she probably paid for her own drink, I think. But she gave me so many gems about how to position myself and market and to an audience that that Atlanta would respect. Because Six Figure Club, and think about Atlanta, there's a wide range in the six figures before you get to 7.
That's 1 to 9. Yeah.
So if you're a high earner, you're going to say, I'm above that. I'm trying to reach millions. If you're below that, that might be you, but we want, we need clients around that 6-figure range that, that can afford us, as accountants. Yeah. So she said, hey, look, you need to, instead of basically, in so many words, she told me, instead of marketing yourself, build a community. You know what I'm saying? And there's no easier way. Like, she's the one who told me to call it Buckhead something. You know what I mean? So out of one conversation, I went and rebranded the whole thing.
Johnny, my God.
Is the story crazy?
It's crazy, and it's so good. And there's so much that I want to pull out, but I won't. So keep going.
We're going to keep going. So I think right now we're in December 2023 when me and her had this conversation. Michael, have you met Michael?
I haven't met him yet, but I know who he is. We're going to meet soon.
Michael Fulton II. He's really particular about his name. The boy got pride in himself. But he's a younger cat. He's and I met him at one of my networking events, and I noticed that he had that go-getter attitude, and he was also putting together an organization of his own. It was called like Kingdom Men or something, and I was gonna get involved with it, but it was taking away from what I got going on. We both bosses, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But after I rebranded, I hit him up, and I was like, look, bro, me and you are, this is verbatim, I said, me and you are not competitors. There's nothing you sell that I sell, and vice versa. So let's combine forces. And that was one of the best decisions I made because he brought on skills that helped me structure the organization. Before he came in, I ain't had a website. I didn't have a way to cultivate my audience and nurture it. Like we didn't have a Discord. We didn't have an email list. If you meet me one time, you better remember me because I didn't have no type of follow-up going on. You know what I mean? You follow me on my Instagram, you know what I'm saying? We had the Instagram page. The Buckhead networking page was a Six Figure Club page before the rebrand. But he added so much value that, you know what I'm saying, I gave him ownership in this shit. You know what I mean? Like, and it's nothing to me because, I mean, all we doing is adding people to our network.
Yeah.
And he's passionate about it. He has the skills. And he is a charismatic person like myself that when you meet you're not going to forget him. And so we became friends, and now we're instantly we have a heartbeat. You know what I'm saying? We have a heartbeat. It's something that we can grow. When you meet us, you can keep following us, and you can get reminders, and it's bigger than just Michael and I. Chris, he works in construction. He had to leave town. He's still very involved, and that's like my number one go-to person. Like my high-level vision is our high-level vision, and Mike is someone who is he's just a master of execution and delegation.
I'm gonna put you on the spot and say that everything that I was gonna ask, we're gonna have to make that a whole different show. Because
Well, I'm done. I'm almost done.
No,
history.
No. Because you've already said so much good stuff, and like we could all take it. We could all take it away, and we can be off and running just by the conversation that we had just right now.
There's some gems in there.
Like for real.
I learned along the way for sure.
But I want to really crack open the Buckhead networking group and like a bunch of good stuff into that, and take some of those principles that you're doing and how it's growing and all of that good stuff, and see if we can add some value to some of my other people's lives.
For sure.
That's a whole nother conversation.
100%.
This right now, this is solid.
We're here now. So Mike and I, along with Gold, we started programming. You know what I'm saying? Last year, it was all network. And I learned, like, number one, there's only so much you can network about. You know what I'm saying? If I know what you do and you know what I do, all right, cool. But if me and you are friends, you're going to remember me when you need an accountant. Or you're going to tell somebody about me if that ever comes up.
Let me ask you this, because I know that a lot of people, I don't know this. I'm sorry. I don't know this. I assume that a lot of people struggle with networking. Like they know the importance of networking. Networking equals net worth, all of that stuff. All of that's true. They don't know how to network. They know that I should meet somebody that I don't know. But past that, like they struggle. What would you say is a practical way that you network and that you've seen it be successful?
Well, if you're going to do it like I do it, which I find as everybody's not the same, so there's no absolutes here.
Yep.
But how I do it is I don't want to sell you anything. I don't want to network with a sense of here's what I sell. I want you to know me personally, and I want you to look in my eyes and have trust. And anything that I've said I'm gonna do, that I did it, and it's inherent that you're gonna know what I do.
Yeah.
You're gonna know that I'm an accountant, but I want to hang with you. I want to get a drink with you. I want to, you know what I'm saying, figure you out, collaborate in other ways. Business is gonna come. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna look up one day and say, damn, I'm really struggling with my taxes. Who do I trust?
Yep.
So I think that number one, out here, and something that sets me apart, which I feel like is one of the main reasons why I'm successful, is that I'm not forcing anything. I'm not trying to sell you anything. You're gonna know I'm an accountant just because that's my brand.
Yeah.
But you don't see me throwing any accounting ads or things like that in the mix.
But I think that's where a lot of people, a lot of us, because I throw myself in there too. I try to do better, but I still fall victim sometimes. Like you'll have an introduction, and the point is to build a business relationship. But sometimes we get in those spaces and we're like, hey, I'm Debbie and I'm Debbie and I do lashes. So if you ever need any lashes, let me know. Follow me on Instagram and let's grow together. And we'll do all of these things. And I'm looking at you and I'm like, Debbie, I mean, that's cool. Like, shout out. I'm glad, you're doing your business or whatever. I will never need lashes. There's no situation that I would need lashes. So I'm not your audience. You don't have to market to me. It'd be cool if I knew you, but you're not really positioning yourself as I'm trying to meet new people.
Right.
I'm positioning myself as the lashes girl. And I think sometimes it comes off as salesy, and people feel the salesiness of it,
right.
And then they just kind of streak back. So, and then Debbie's like, oh man, I'm not getting any traction on my lashes business, so let me put out my next thing that I'm doing, and the networking space becomes like this ad space,
right? And
then it turns bad. I think that's part of the mistake that we make in trying to network.
Yeah.
Do you see that sometimes?
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like, to sum it up, we know that business relationships can become friendships, but I think friendships should become business relationships. I think that you should strive to have a group of people in your friend group and all y'all do business together. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And your friend group could be small, your friend group could be big. And that's really why we created what we created, because at the end of the day, you need to find your tribe. And we're going back to market share again, you're not going to be able to sell your services to everybody.
Yeah.
But the community that you live in, as long as you're respected in the craft that you do, then that's all you need. We just need to, so that's what I'm creating, because everybody needs that. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Everybody needs people that know them, people that see them outside of just what they do, because it's very hard to trust people in Atlanta. You gotta, there's very little reference point, because everybody's coming from different places in the United States to here. And if you're from here, the first thing you're thinking is, hey, same time, man, like,
yeah.
It's trust.
Yeah.
It's trust. So, you know what I'm saying? You're validating yourself by having people know who you are for real. You know what I mean? So now let's talk about the networking group and how we're growing it. Like, what is the strategic plan around it? And you fell right into the trap.
Man, hook, line, and sinker, they got
fell
me.
Right into the trap.
Tell me, how did I fall into the trap? Everything that I explained on.
Yeah.
Tell me about it.
At the end of the day, and let me not even act like this was my idea. Shout out to my guy, Jeff Williams. That's my line brother.
Shout out to Jeff.
Throw your ice up real quick, because they don't need to know.
Hey, man, listen.
They need to know.
Listen, I would say what this is but if you know, you know.
If you know, you know.
If you know.
So
shout out to
we're
the
talking
youth.
about my line brother, and I learned a lot from him. He actually went to school for marketing and Kelly School of Business, very prestigious school. I went there as well in accounting for my master's. So that brother knows what he's doing. And he put together he used Slack.
Yep.
Back at home, Indianapolis. And remember, I told you, if you positive, people are going to support you. He probably had 3,500 people on there. And it built a sense of community. Like, it's not just coming to an event, seeing somebody, meeting them, and then going home. The conversation continues. So Mike and I, and then eventually Rebecca, when she came on, long story short, we met her at one of our events. She showed a lot of value. We brought her in. And then she just continues to show. So she done climbed the ranks, built trust, and we just gave her a lot of things. You know what I mean?
Rebecca's super solid, y'all. Super solid.
For sure. So, we were building the Instagram page just with, instead of just posting content, we want engagement. We want to know what you're thinking, because the people who think the same thing are in them comments, and now there's a conversation going in the comments. Oh, that's what you think? That's how you feel about Atlanta?
Yep.
Oh, that's your favorite restaurant? Oh, are you single too? Are you an Aquarius? Those are the different type of posts we're doing, just kind of putting people in a group, helping people find common interests between each other.
You're answering the question. I want to ask it in a more specific way. What is the reason? How do you choose the questions?
Better
yet, no.
It's all an agenda.
Okay.
It's all an agenda. So let's just say, for an example, one of the first ones we did, how we met Rebecca, is we said that, all right, instead of network, which I mentioned earlier, we wanted to move away from just networking and just kind of build kind of like a family vibe. We said, okay, here's our pillars. We're gonna say we're promoting wellness. We're promoting, obviously, networking, community. We're promoting I'm looking like a chump right now. I don't even know my own pillars.
It's all good things. So
yeah.
Why you're looking at you're promoting the pillars, and then
networking, resources. So we want to make sure that entrepreneurs have what they need, and professionals can find jobs and things like that. We want to bring value. So with the resources, we said wellness, because personally, that's what we needed. Community, because that's inherent of what we're building. And then community service, because that is going to give us the attention we need from outside groups, because we're actually making change.
Got you.
So back to one of our pillars, wellness. We said, all right, we about to throw a partner. We partnered with the Loft. That was our first event as Buckhead Networking Group. We're going to partner with them, and we're going to bring people out to work out together, because there's going to be inherent networking with just me and you working out together. We're going to get to know each other. So how do we bring people out? We're going to make a post that says, hey, do you like to work out in Atlanta? Where's your favorite post to work out at? Where's your favorite place to work out at? So if you know that in the way that we do it, like that structure, like, hey, are you in Atlanta? Like you said, they talking to me.
Yep.
Are you into fitness? Well, I'm into fitness, and if I'm not, I'm just going to scroll right past this. But we segment it like that, just based on whatever we're pushing at the time.
So real quick, in marketing, one way of saying that is that you're setting your potential leads up with a bunch of soft yeses. So it's like, am I Atlanta? Am I in Atlanta? Yes. Do I like fitness? Yes. So I've already said yes 2 times before you've even presented the question.
Shout out to Tara, because she gave me the sauce.
Man,
I think I took it to another level, Tara. But, you know what I'm saying? She has a niche. She's going toward women. You know what I'm saying? Uplifting women. So she can't really do what I do. I don't like to be put in a box, so I stay away from boxing myself in with whatever content I'm doing or whatever I'm building.
Yeah.
Because it can grow. You want to leave room to grow. So,
Jim, you want to leave room to grow. Go ahead.
So that's, again, you got to think 10 steps ahead, because you don't know where you're going to be. I'm even kind of mad I named it Buckhead, because now how can we figured it out, but how can I expand on that? Ain't no Buckheads nowhere else. You know what I mean? So you got to think like that. But long story short, that's what we do. And when we really got down to it, we noticed that, hey, our email list is doing good, but we're still not building community as strong as we wanted to. Like, people got to know me. You know what I'm saying? They can't just come to my events and meet me and see me. They got to know who I am. They got to interact with me.
Yeah,
And
because it's real hard to like know somebody and to interact with them and get the essence of who they are
right.
in a loud thing, and you're trying to so
And then if you thinking behind, okay, now I'm about to take you really behind the scenes of the master plan.
come on,
Because if you position yourself as the leader of the said thing, you already propping yourself up to, I want to know that guy. You know what I'm saying? How the hell he do all this? All I did was get out of bed today. You know what I mean?
yeah,
But still, putting actions to your words is going to get you respect. So with that being said, we started a Discord, and the one thing, and I'm not a gatekeeper, automation. So you commented, we have an automation tool. It's called Mini Chat. Anybody can go use it. It's free. You can reply to somebody who replies to your story or your post, and then that same thing is also going to send them a message. So when you reply to whatever interests you, we got a whole lot of posts. The things that do the best is the dating shit.
yep,
Hey, it's okay. So build a community around people's interests, and we can sell to y'all later. You know what I'm saying? You're going to know that I do accounting later. You're going to know that we throw events later. But if we can bring you in to a community where you think that you're going to get friends, because I got expectations on what I want, but I know what you want.
yeah,
You want customers, right? Am I right?
you're right.
So
You're right.
you want leads, you want customers. There's some people out there that want friends.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's what I want too. I want friends. I want people who I know, who when they see me out, they're gonna be like, "What's up, Johnny? I know you. Like, what's the move? Or can we do business? Or who do you know for this?" You know what I'm saying? Just being that person is very valuable.
Yeah.
So
You know what? Let me go back a little bit. I think I'm a hybrid.
okay.
I think I'm a entrepreneur who wants customers who also wants friends, because I think that I am like most everybody else in Atlanta. They're a transplant, and I came in older, and all of your original friends or whatever the case, friends, family, they're in wherever you left.
Right.
And when you come to Atlanta, it's like this, oh man, I'm starting over. It's all this opportunity and it's all good. But like, where do I make my new tribe?
Right.
And I think that's why I say I think I'm a hybrid in that case. And what I think is the beauty about the BNG Buckhead Networking Group is that, in my opinion, I think most of the people in there are like that as well. What do you think?
I would agree. I mean, I don't see every conversation in there, but I know that business transactions are happening.
Yep.
But more so than that, people are getting to know each other on a very deep level, because like if you're in there, people are talking and people are sharing their opinions. There's rising stars. You can tell who has a stronger voice. You know what I mean? So it's just organic, bro. Like,
And you see all of this, like
see everything,
and you're intentional about, okay, this person is that. Oh, this, it seems like this area is growing and is excelling. You see all of that.
I see everything, bro. Like, and like I said, it's very organic, and you know how people are, right? Because at the end of the day, we're all self-serving.
Yep.
But we all want to make friends. And when it comes to networking or anything, everybody's looking for a potential mate. Am I right or am I wrong?
You all right? You all right?
You hope that there's somebody there attractive that you could probably get to know, and that's can be a thing. Business is going to be there too. That's important. But like I said, last year it was business. And we learned it got to be more than that, because you're not going to come to the same networking event 5 times because you're going to see the same people. You know what I mean? But if your friends are going to be there and it's going to be, more of a community thing, that's different. You know what I mean? And when we started the Discord, literally we started a Discord, I'm going to say 4 weeks ago because I don't remember the date. But that really made it possible, you know what I mean, for us to kind of, and then we can learn our audience.
I'm gonna ask you a question. I'm gonna ask you a question. I'm gonna stop you. I'm gonna stop you
It's your show, baby.
because it's this needs to be another show.
Yeah.
What I have to ask this question because I feel like I'm not even gonna preface it. I'm just gonna ask the question. Why a Discord and not a Facebook group?
Shout out to Michael Fulton II, because he really pissed me off. Because, can I back up?
Back up, please.
And nobody knows this except for a few people, but there's a lot of auxiliary groups in Atlanta. People that are getting paid for people joining their membership on a subscription basis. And that is a very easy way to make money because, again, everybody wants to make friends. Everybody wants to grow themselves. And if you're smart in Atlanta, you know you need community.
Yep.
You need people you need somebody to say, yeah, he's cool.
Yep.
I know him. You can trust him. The more people you got to say that, the more business you're going to get in the city.
I just want to stop right there and say that that's probably one of the most powerful things that's been said in this whole time.
Thanks, bro.
My God.
Just came to me.
Because I think that so many of us think that talent alone will do it.
Hell no. You got to be trusted.
Go ahead.
Got to be trusted. But funny story. When I got here, shout out to my guy, Dan.
Shout out to Dan.
Shout out to Dan. Dan is from the Indianapolis, and he's just a fucking rock star, bro. And there's nothing he can't do. We coined the term. Shout out to Rebecca. He is a elite socialist. You know what I'm saying? And he's a man of execution. Which, if you can combine that, there's nothing that can stop you. Those are the people who are the top leaders, top producing people. They have vision. And they're not afraid to wake up in the morning and actually do it. You know what I mean? And then to be charismatic enough to be liked is a triple threat.
You got the world.
So, and then before I even moved out here, he was telling me all about, Atlanta, what he's doing out here, the Emerging 100 he's a part of. He's also Greek. We're Greek too. So we already knew, how this works. So I was excited to come out here and just kind of network, but then I just learned how, I'm not going to say it's cliquey, but it can be political and it can also be a little corny if it's not authentic. So I just decided to go my own way and build my own, you know what I mean? Because I could have went the Emerging 100 route, but I feel like you had to pledge.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with it, but it's like,
it's a choice.
I don't know. I just, you know what I mean? Something turned me off. I do know what happened. I was hanging with Danny. Like, that's a real friend. Like, we've gone on trips together. We've done a lot of things together. You know what I'm saying? And that's my guy. So, he eventually joined this organization. And he was with some of his other brothers from that. And I was with him, meeting him up, because at this time, he's who I want to be. Like, he's facilitating the move. He knows what's going on. He knows a whole bunch of the girls out here already. Like, I'm new. So I'm hanging with him. And I remember one of his guys from that was like, oh, you're here too? Because he already met me once with Danny. And he's like, wow, Danny has a big entourage. And that just threw me off, bro.
I'm not entourage.
That threw me off, bro. I'm not in nobody's entourage. I love Daniel, but that just rubbed me the wrong way. I ain't in nobody's entourage. Like, we friends. That's my peer. You know what I mean?
That's my contemporary.
You know what I mean? So it was an ego thing that made me kind of really jump in his head first. And even because I could have went and joined the bros. You know what I'm saying? I've been to a few of the meetings, but it's just like, I don't know. I wanted to start some of my own shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I know like what I can do and who I am as far as like the social side. I'm gifted. Like, and I recognize that. I know how to make a friend. I know how to make you laugh. I know how to get you to trust me, and I know how to make it all about you. You know what I mean? I want to get to know you and what you do. And the first thing I'm going to figure out with anybody is how can I enhance your life? You know what I mean? And that's the first thing. That's a gem right there that you can't think about what can you do for, what can I get to do for me? You're going to value me more and fuck with me if there's something I can do for you.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's creating that value. And I think that back to what we were talking about a little bit, back to what we were talking about a little bit ago, is that when people come in swinging, let me sell you, it's automatically like but you're coming in the other way. It's like, let me see how I can enhance your life. Yeah, that's a gem, ladies and gentlemen.
Thanks, bro. And it's not from, I mean, I can't say it's not from a calculated place, but that's genuinely who I am, though, as well. Like, if I can help you, I'm going to help you. Like, I really have a good heart, and I'm from a place where, I mean, if you are what we like to call fugazi, and you're doing a lot of things for attention and you're just an extra person, then you're going to get laughed at. Out here, that's normal. You want to be flashy. You want to be the most extra guy in the room. So it's just like, it just kind of worked to my favor, just being who I am and attracting people into my circle. I don't, you know what I'm saying, I don't have any calculated like, oh, I want that guy on my team. Or I just attract, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
With the people who is around me and then just who I am. And I think that when we put that all together, it really just kind of gave me the confidence. It's like, all right, we need to really go hard on this. You know what I mean? And the Atlanta Discord was just so perfect because, number one, I already seen it work where I'm from, but being
in the Slack iteration of it,
right?
Yep.
In the Indianapolis community, the young black professional community of Indianapolis, I'm telling you, my guy had like 3,500 people. And I'm telling you, what he grew out of that is amazing. Like, he's now funding businesses. He have a whole nonprofit. I'm the CFO. And it's just doing so much good work just off of building connections organically. And really, it's nothing I need to do because you're on there and you are who you are. So you're influencing the conversation. I'm making sure that nothing gets out of hand.
Yeah.
But as long as two people, just like Instagram, it's made up of users.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Putting their opinions out there and making friends and doing whatever they need to do to accomplish whatever agenda they have. So I can push my agenda, but it can be organic because you're going to make the best out of it you can. You know what I mean? So it's just been perfect, bro. And it's kind of, and we're building a plane while we fly it. And it's kind of hard to see the end of it because it's growing so fast. Like I said, like 3 weeks on the Discord, and as far as the page, and we were about to hit 25,000. We were at I want to say we were more than 1,300 people following our page in January 2024. So I think that, I mean, shit, ain't about what I think. You see the results.
Yeah, man. Listen, let me tell you, if you're in Atlanta, we're gonna put the link in the description of in YouTube. We'll put it in the description. In podcast land, I have no idea. You're gonna have to go to the YouTube channel because I have no idea. We'll put it in the show notes. There you go. We'll put it in the show notes. But if you're in Atlanta, this is a network that you probably want to be in. I think that's going to be a good stopping point. And if y'all, y'all put it in the comments. Y'all are going to have to make Johnny come back because he don't really like me that much. But if y'all tell him to come back, we can finish this conversation.
I might take this drive again.
Man, it wasn't a drive.
It was about 40 minutes.
It was
in places I didn't know.
Listen, let me tell you the thing about Atlanta. The thing about Georgia is that so Atlanta's right here, and like all the little it's not subdivisions. That's not the right word. What's the thing called? What are the things?
Suburbs.
Suburbs. All the suburbs of Atlanta, like they're pretty close, but like they're far at the same time. And like you have to be here to know what that means. Like there's nothing that's really close, but at the same time, it's not really far.
Right.
It's very strange. Johnny,
My guy.
man, thank you so much.
I appreciate you, bro.
Thank you so much, man, for kicking this. Man, if the rest of the season is going to be like this, man, I think that we're going to be all right.
I probably learned more than you, man. I really appreciate you kind of showing me kind of what you see from this all, you know what I mean? Because you never really know what impression you're giving people at the end of the day and how they're viewing you.
Yeah.
So I really appreciate it, bro.
No, man, it's solid, and like I'm a bit of a social person, and so I see and I'm a part of different variations of this all the time, and
I can tell, bro. You got the confidence. I remember even how we met. Like you ain't had to come out there to the fields. You know what I'm saying? You took a chance. You never met me in person.
Yeah.
So I can tell you one of those dudes that you're a leader. So. Definitely, and I already told you, I'm trying to get you on the team because we ain't competitors either.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
that, but no, I do want to say I want to go on record, and by the time this airs, my Lord, who knows where the Discord is going to be, and who knows what's going to be from it, but like it's the perfect combination, I think. It's the perfect combination of organization and organic. Yeah. Like you'll go in it because like everybody, there's a human trait to be around other people of like minds. That's just a thing. So if I don't like, so I'm shooting black magic. So if there's a group of black magic shooters, I'm like, oh yeah, those are my people. That's what. So people are going to naturally go to something that they connect with. But like if they're there and they're just kind of virtually looking at the walls. Oh, okay. Nobody's saying anything. Deuces. That's because it's just another group. Mm-hmm. But I think people come in there and which I really want to steal your sauce. That's what I really want to do. I want you to be on this couch and give all the game away because y'all have a way of letting the conversation be the conversation. Mm-hmm. And like when it slows down, like not stops, because once it stops, it's too late. Mm-hmm. But when it just slows down, you just kind of stir the pot a little bit, and then it just rises. And that's a community.
Yeah, I think that's just people being naturally them. But I feel like you can grow a community if you just talk to a specific person when you're posting, like you already noticed. Hey Atlanta, or kickboxers. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
If you're talking to whoever you want to sell to directly, then you're halfway there. The other side of the Instagram shit is you got to make sure that you have a viral sound. This is going to help boost you. They put a little arrow at the bottom of the reels to let you know which ones are viral. I don't know if you knew that.
Yeah.
There's a white arrow that faces up that says this is trending. Mm-hmm. You find a song that does that, and then as far as like the content, the actual video that you're using or the post rather, that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at all. I proved it to myself. I took a video of the floor for 6 seconds. That's another thing too. Make it short. Make the video short because while you're in there reading everybody's response, you didn't watch the reel 4-5 times. You know what I'm saying? That's the sauce. Easy. And you got to just serve up something engaging. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, I have an opinion on that. So that's what I do every day. I say, what would people have an opinion on? And it takes me probably about 10 minutes to think of something that people would want to comment on. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna stop because
did I gatekeep?
You did not gatekeep. That's the problem. The problem is that you said so much value in such a short time.
On that key, bro.
Because I feel like that, man, there are so many that are struggling with social media and struggling because doing the exact opposite of the things that work. Making too long videos, stressing out way too much on what the actual video is.
Well, it depends on what you're doing, bro. Because
We're gonna stop. We're gonna stop. This is it. This is it, ladies and gentlemen. If y'all want this conversation to go on, let us know in the comments.
That's funny as hell.
We're gonna have them back because, godly. Y'all. My name is Gerald Davis. Johnny.
Yo.
Where can we find you?
Follow the Buckhead Networking Group. Buckhead Networking Group on Instagram. You can follow my personal page. That's Johnny Your Accountant, all the way spelled out. And you can find me on Discord. You want to talk to me or come to one of my events.
God.
I'm right there.
Somebody's life has just changed and somebody has just fired their marketing specialist.
Yeah, they need to. Hey, bro, I appreciate your platform because, hey, you know, people gonna hide the sauce, but
Yeah, they will.
Yours, you asking the right questions to make sure your listeners get it. So that's some major shit right there. I mean, you're gonna do some work.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm looking forward to it. The first work we're gonna do is we're gonna have them back. That's what it is. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been Lunch with the Cool Kids. Man, we are off to a crazy season 2. So I used to be better at the signing off thing, so I'm just gonna do it better next time. Until the next time, you go change the world. Don't let the world change you.